It is finally Friday. I don't know if I did too much of anything yesterday. I did go to the hairdresser, hence I got the clips in this morning to kind of stretch it back down because, because it's naturally curly, it just curls right on up. Well, should I say it draws up? And so to stretch it back down, I kind of put the clips in it in the morning to kind of till I get to work. Well, I'll take that back. I actually put in clips on the side because it was so fluffy that it wanted to spread out and not show the part last night. So I wanted to keep it flowing that way versus coming that way, which is going to come over anyway. I don't mind. But just to keep everything kind of tamed and not moving around a lot, because I need this to last. Because, you pay so much money for it, $160. Then you pay, I think it's $165. And then I got to pay extra for my tip. Y'all, ridiculous, right? Totally ridiculous. So, yeah. This is what we're doing. So, I still have it on because I'm driving in this morning. And I have to be... So I'm leaving usually when I'm getting ready to leave the house. So I left the house at 6:30 this morning because I need to be an hour away by 7:30. So normally I can leave my house at around 7:15 to be places. For most of my cases, either they start at 7:30 or they start at 8 o'clock. But that's not what time they need to see me. They need to see me once they get the patient in the hospital, not in the hospital, but in the room, draped, which means covered up. Because when you go into surgery, if you didn't know, 9 times out of 10, you naked. You don't know you naked. Because when you go in, you got on a gown. But when you get in there, we got to take the gown off. And they also got to make sure that you don't have any metal objects or anything like that that would cause you to get a burn. Because they use an electrocautery, and when they put that energy on your body, any metal in your body, it actually can, conduct the electricity. So that means that it could be, if you have a piercing in your belly button, if that electricity goes into your body, it's going to find a circuit, and that metal is a circuit, a way out of the body. So it doesn't complete the circuit back to the electrocautery, it comes through you. So we got to make sure you don't have anything that's going to burn you, hurt you while you're sleeping. But also, too, you don't want clothes in the way. It just depends on what the procedure is. But I'm going to tell you something. If you go into the main OR, you naked. So anyway, so I try to be respectful. Hopefully most other reps are respectful as well. But I don't go in while people are naked. I think that it only needs to be the people that has to be in there to get you ready that needs to be in there. If I go in there, it could be before you even show up to make sure that they have what they need, and then I come on out. But this morning I have to go an hour out, and honestly, I really shouldn't have to go here because there's nothing for me to do. This is, I don't know, I'm going to see how I can say it. This case is a case that we're probably not going to be supporting anymore. That's one. And then two, it used to be somebody else's hospital, and the way they have it set up is not how I could run the business, because I run my business a totally different way. I run my business like I'm a black woman. I got to do it right, completely. I ain't cutting no corners, and I'm not doing no extras, because I don't need nobody to say, well, Stacie did it. Stacie's not going to do it. Nope. That's where you know you're wrong, because I'm going to do things the right way. Let me get off of this. They have taken the pavement off, and it's making it loud. They're redoing the road, so they had to take the old one off, and it's unleveled. So anyway, so I have to go do that. But the thing is that the person who used to be over this account, he has to come to this case as well, because he has to do the things that he usually does to make them whole. Now, what I have done is set the groundwork for them to understand that from here going forth, I will not be doing that. That it's just not going to happen. So, and I'm not going to have another person leave their account to come and help my account as though I can't take care of my account. So if I got to take that hit and become what I call the bad guy, then that's on me. But they can't do what they're doing and think that it's okay. Everybody needs to be above board. And if you don't have enough cases to support some of the equipment without things going bad, then you need to reevaluate your procedure loads and what you're doing, because I can't be responsible I just can't be responsible. So with that being said, that is why I'm up out the house at 6:30 in the morning. Like, only time I'm anywhere this early in the morning is when I have to go and speak to like the different hospitals. They set aside what they call a huddle in the morning to kind of let people know what's going on, what's new, is something missing, are they low on something. They kind of, they huddle together in the mornings before they start setting up their cases. And in order for them to set up for a 7 o'clock case, which some hospitals, I don't have a hospital that does 7 o'clock cases, which some hospitals do have, they got to be there by no later than 6:30. And so the huddle usually is like at 6:15 so that people can get in their room and start getting it set up for a 7 o'clock start time. And they want that OR, they want the patient's bed rolling in the room at 7 o'clock, at 7:30, or at 8 a.m. That's how they play the game. They got to stay on schedule. So the only time I come is if I got to in-service them and talk to them at the huddle about something. Like yesterday, my AAE, my associate rep, he had to be at one of my hospitals at 6:45 so that he can give them an update on one of our products. Because that's the only time that you really have them all at the same time, undivided attention. They don't have anything else to do. Because even if you go and do a lunch, a lot of times people are in cases. And so you're going to sit there for 2-3 hours to try to get almost everybody, and sometimes longer than that, just to see if you get everybody, and you probably will not get everybody. So the best time is at the board at the first of the morning. So that is why I normally would only other time get out this early. But anyway, what's today doing? What are we doing today? So today is work, right? And then after work, I don't know if I gotta take my daughter, but my daughter goes to Houston. She's doing the Houston Greek picnic. One of her friends, it's her birthday, so a few girls, I think it's 6 of them, are going to Houston today, and her flight leaves at 4. They got an Airbnb, of course. They love Airbnbs. I do not like an Airbnb. I don't. I like a nice, luxurious hotel. I do. Now, what I could possibly do, if I could get a really nice Airbnb and hire me a personal chef, so I feel like I have a nice little restaurant and a drink, that's what I will do. But I don't know. It's something about them. I guess I've seen so many things where people break into the Airbnbs and target them. I just don't have time. And then you got people putting up cameras, and I know you can put up a camera inside of a hotel room, but 9 times out of 10, you got one camera. Sorry if y'all hear me messing with my microphone accident. But you might have 1 or 2 cameras in your room, but you got that thing. But a whole house, that's a lot. That's a lot of cameras to feel uncomfortable. And then you got windows for people. I'm paranoid because people crazy these days, and you can't travel with no weapon. You just, I have a weapon. Because I'm a realtor, I'm a single mom, and I travel for a living, back and forth, and you can't be caught slipping. Like, God help me, I ain't never had no issue per se, but I pray that thing stay right where it's at, under the console of the car while I'm out, except when I'm walking around, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, she's going to Houston. So I might have to take her to the airport. I think our flight leaves at 4, so that would be a 2 o'clock arrival. So that means I would need to be back home by 1 to get her there. It's Friday, so it's going to be a short day. I have the ultimate hiccups. And then I bought a comforter yesterday because I'm trying to find a comforter that's a lightweight for the summer. I had one, and then when I opened it up, I took it out of the bag this summer. It had a rip all the way across the bottom, and it wasn't a rip that I could fix. And plus, it was an older blanket, and it didn't really match my decor. So I've been on the hunt looking for a lightweight blanket because, let's just go ahead and talk about being of a certain age. Of course, y'all already know I'm 50 years old. I'll be 51 at the end of this month. It's August 1st. And I get so hot with night sweats. Y'all, if y'all really want to talk about this, let's talk about it. This shit is for the birds. Like, I don't know how to continue to deal with this. It's like I can't even sleep. I don't have insomnia. I can sleep. But I'm hot as heck. And I don't like being hot. And what I found is that my hot flashes are triggered by being hot. They're triggered even more. So I'm having hot flash after hot flash. And then these night sweats are something fierce. Like, the back of my head, I keep it all shaved down because I can wake up 2-3 times a night. Not once a night, 2-3 times a night. And my hair will be drenched with sweat. But, I have on a bonnet. But I have on the bonnet to try to keep my hair nice, but also to keep the sweat in. But I'm thinking that the bonnet, too, is causing me to retain the heat in my head. Y'all gotta find something, because I gotta have. I will not lay down without a protection on my hair, because I like my hair. You see, my hair looks quite shiny. It's really healthy, and it doesn't break off. And that's just because I have satin pillows and I have a bonnet that I put on every single night. But I don't know how many of y'all out there are in your premenopausal phase of life. Something's got to give. I say it all the time. God said that we were going to have to labor during childbirth. Why we got to do this too? This ain't childbirth. This ain't childbirth. This right here is just torture for no reason. And so it's getting to the... I will say this. How the heck do you have a spouse in the bed with you when you can barely tolerate heat? Any excessive heat causes you to sweat. And not just that, you're moving around and jumping up so much. How the hell they getting some sleep? I'm sweating. And then my thing is I go to the other side of the bed. I can go to the other side of the bed right now. If I had somebody laying there, I couldn't. I'd have to suffer and be wet. Y'all, I'm sorry about these hiccups, but honey, I don't know where they're coming from. But and my issue is I don't really want to take medication. I'm going to do some deep diving on this. But what I've heard, am I getting off at 98? What I've heard is that if you start taking medication to help you, because they got medicine, and I don't know if I'm there yet, because I did have my hormone panel checked and it didn't come out like that. It didn't come out too bad that I know of. But she said she's going to go over it at my appointment in 2 weeks. But anyway, I heard that once you, and it's just logical too, once you take it, the medicine, the estrogen, the hormone replacement stuff, you are now putting it back in your body. So your body's not burning out like it naturally normally would, right? And so that means that if you ever come off of it, you're going to have to go through it. Case in point, my sister said she had been off of it. And so she was doing good. She thought she was fine because, she's in her mid-60s. And like 6 months after coming off of her patch, she said she didn't know what was wrong. She thought she needed to go to the doctor. She thought something was wrong with her. And so she just decided that she was going to throw that patch on just to see. Do you know that all her ailments went away? And mind you, she has been on that patch since she was in her 20s because she had a total hysterectomy after one of her last child. And she was like, she put herself back on the patch after her doctor had taken her off, because she's like, ain't no way in life, in hell, she's going to do that. So my thing is this: if I don't know what it's like, because it's a gradual decline of your hormones that you start to learn, and you know it becomes a way of life. If I never put the medicine in, then will I go ahead and burn out? I'll never know what it's like to not, right? Until I'm not. And that's just kind of where I'm at. Like, but I mean, this last week or so, I've been like, I don't know, I might have to have me some medication. I just don't want anything to pop up later. You know, you never know if it starts with has a cancer risk or any of that type of thing. I want to try to prevent as much as I can. I put enough toxins in my body, like blood pressure medications and all these vitamins and stuff that we have to put in. We don't know. Like, we don't know. So this pre-menopausal, menopausal life is for the birds. It's full of shit, in other words. So to all you ladies who are wearing the patch and get to live your life without the night sweats, waking up in a puddle, and your husbands or your boyfriends or your girlfriends or whatever it is don't have to suffer through you turning on the fan, turning the fan off, turning on the fan, taking your legs out the cover, putting them back under the cover. Y'all, it's a whole ritual that you got to go through every single night. The daytime, yes, I get hot and clammy. I do get the hot and clammy. That's maybe like 3 or 4 times a day. I can deal with that. That don't bother me. I just know that that's what that is, and that's going to go away. And I'm not sweating through my hair, and it's not disrupting my sleep. Now, once you start getting disruptive is when I start getting pissy, and I'm getting a little pissy. So now what I have to do is I'm going to allow more time to sleep so that I can feel well rested. Because I require sleep. I'm not a 4 or 5 hour person. I need the 7 to 8 hours strong. So that means that I need to literally plan for 8 hours sleep so that I can at least get 7. That's where I'm at. So anyway, y'all drop down and tell me if there's any remedies that you like. Message me and let me know, because I'm really on the hunt. I just don't want to take the hormone replacement. Now, I'm going to tell you what hormone replacement I may take. And they said that's because there's life and, it's life and death and my hair falling out and all that. I will take the testosterone replacement, because that's not messing with my hot flashes. That's not my estrogen level. That's literally what I need to sustain life. And so I will look into that. I don't know how she plans on giving it to me or whatever. I don't want too much because I don't want to grow hair like that. Don't want to do it. But I do want the strong bones, my muscle mass and everything to not to deteriorate, because I do feel like it's deteriorating just a tidbit. But I can attribute that to not being as active doing strength training, and also to being on the GLP-1 for so long that you start losing muscle mass. So yeah, I am going to look into doing that. So that is a thing. But I've talked to you guys so enough, and it's so needed. So I will show you a little bit more of what I did for my day. Because I really don't have much. It's Friday. I want to fry some fish. I'll say this: Sydney wants to learn how to cook, so today I think I'm gonna have her help cook some fried fish. I'm gonna have her cook some French fries from scratch. I think she needs to know how to do it, even though you can get it from a bag. Let's do some sweet potato fries. She likes sweet potatoes, so we're gonna do some sweet potato fries so that she can just. learn to cook, because she said I really want to learn how to cook because it looked like I don't know how to cook that much and she's losing her skills. Well, I got you, sweetheart. Let's do this. So anyway, happy Friday. I pray that all is well with you and your family. Have a good time. And it's August. It's my birthday month. Yes, it is. It's a national holiday. So it's coming. Loading. 51 is loading, y'all. 51 where? Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later, and if I haven't said anything, y'all need to like and subscribe like right now. And thanks for always stopping by my channel. I don't know where this is going to land. This could be at the end. It could be at the middle of something. But either way it goes, I do want you to like and subscribe to my channel, right? Like and subscribe and come join my community and tell other people to come join our community. Bye-bye. Peace out.